friends, this is Jazz. Finally, yes, I'm bringing you a Bargin Haul, number 11. Wow, I have more than 2 hands worth of them now. Also, this is quite recently, but not from number 10. This was a surprise Bargin Haul. Let's just give a quick story. I was taking a trip. I'm learning how to use the transition bus. So one of my workers went with me to show a route around town, which was about an hour, which for me, with my anxiety, OCD, IBS, is a big deal. After we went through the route, she took me in, and she didn't buy me anything, but she took us in to look around because she knew I liked the place, and we were dropped off right there. So at first I didn't want to because we all know what I'm like, right? So I looked around and I'm like, I'm doing good, I see things that I want, which again was biting at me, but I'm doing good, right? And we leave, and then I asked my aunt, well, I told her what happened, and then there's some things I would really like. I had to at least bite my tongue until she was there and see if she would let me. And surprisingly, because I did so well with this bus trip, is part of the reason she did. Right, obviously, I did. I love Value Village, guys, don't get me wrong. But knowing how I'm like, I kinda did and didn't want to go in there. We were biding some time. We had a little bit of time to kill. So, it wasn't technically all my fault. But anyway, this is a surprise Bargin Haul for you guys. Now, the reason why it's a Bargin Haul is I did get enough to make it a Bargin Haul. I did. I wasn't planning on it because there was 2 or 3, maybe 4, at the most 5 things that I liked that stuck out. But then I got a little bit more because there was a sale, not a sale, but you get 5, you get it for cheaper, those type of things. But let's just go in the order I have them here. The first thing I got was partially because I could get 5 books of the same width. So that was one of the ones I picked as my extra. Winnie the Pooh by A.A. Milne. And it's nice. It's a nice little chapter book. And I heard a lot about, A.A. Milne and Christopher Robin Milne, or Edward, I think, was his name, Billy. I don't know. I've been learning some things about this, and I figured, well, something that I might be interested in to look at some point. So I picked that up. This was more of a bonus because I wanted to pick books that I'd be interested in, but still be within the same width of what my aunt asked me to. This here is a little bit more of a iffy purchase, but not. It's The Simpsons Beyond Forever. I think there's a couple more before this, but this talks about seasons 11 and 12. This was new back in the day, but I like The Simpsons. I'm going to try to get back into it when I have the chance, and this is a little bit of a trivia book and some information about it. Again, Simpsons related. Certain things that I will collect if I have them. I got that there. It just talks about the episodes and different facts and different pictures. So I thought that was neat, something for me to look at. One of the biggest things that I got, that was the same price as a Simpson book, about $5. This was the Calvin and Hobbes Lazy Sunday book. I think I'm starting to get almost, okay, I definitely have more for better or for worse books, but this is my second biggest collection of books are Calvin and Hobbes, because they're usually the most common, for starters, the most common at Value Village. And I've been getting into them and enjoying reading them. I'm still reading the 10th anniversary collection, which is more of a, wordy than this is. That is so neat. That dinosaur. Calvin has a huge imagination. I'm telling you that. But it's more of a treasury and not the volume, the 10th anniversary, so it has more talking about the different facts, the different processes. It's interesting and not. Now this I might include together because they are similar but not, and that is Bridge to Terabithia, the actual book by Catherine Patterson. Oh my gosh, this is a very, very sad book. It's one of the sadder books that I have read, and I know this is meant for children, but when I say together, I got the Disney version. You could argue, again, nothing against Disney. Disney is great. It has a lot of movies. I am a fan. I'm starting to become a fan of some of them, but the Disney version of Bridge to Terabithia. A little bit of a trivia note here. When Disney got the rights to do this movie, they were talking to the kid, I think, of the author of this book, and they're like, well, how about she just breaks a leg? Leslie's like, and the person was firm. No, Leslie, as we all know, she dies. She has to die. That's how it is in the book. They just don't get a boo-boo or not just in a wheelchair. It would dampen the impact of it. I agree. I am glad it was either Catherine herself or the kid of Catherine. But either way, they put their foot down. They respected their property. They weren't. Come on. Why the heck would Disney buy the license if they were just going to, not kill off Leslie? Which that'd be just like if in Twilight, everyone in the Cullen family actually died, rather than it being a vision. It looked like they were going to go that route. But the one rule about book to movie, is that they can never change it so much that it is completely different. So in a book like Bridge to Terabithia, and also they had an older version of it, Leslie dies, right? That is the impact, that's the biggest drama in that story, that Jess and Leslie become best friends, like almost inseparable, and then one day he decides to go on a trip with his teacher, who he was, he's 11 years old, sort of crushing on. When she comes back, he finds out Leslie is drowned. And if he had invited her or had not went, maybe it would not have happened. So it would completely dampen the impact of the story if they went Disney's original plan with it. A little bit of writing there, but that's alright. I'm fine with that. And this is the widescreen version. But I just find that I'm glad the author's child stuck with their guts, with how they ended the movie. Because if Leslie had not died, as I said, the impact of the story would have been ruined. Now, I know that's cruel, a kid dying. Oh, they didn't die, hooray. Yes, okay, yeah, in real life, that is an awful thing when a kid dies. If you could do anything to stop a kid dying, yes, please do. We'll just put book to movie should be the same. The resolution should be the same. The main part of the book should be the same. There could be some differences, some extra scenes, right, to add to it, but that is fine, as long as it's not impacting the story as a whole. Alright, back to what I was doing. Charlotte's Web. I remember in first grade, my first grade teacher read this story to us, let us watch the movie, and we used to have assemblies, like each month, and you would get an award. A certain student would get an award. You sort of like Student of the Month, and each presentation would have one of the grade classes have a turn to do a song or a performance to open it up, and we sang the song "You Can Always Count on Me." I remember that, like, that was at least from the movies anyway. And I just remember that, like, this brought back memories, tons of memories, and since this was one of the ones I chose as the bonus books, I will just love to read it. As an adult, to see what my view is on the story as an adult. With a kid, it's just, oh, so cool, it's animals, and they're becoming best friends. But this is also another pretty sad book when you think about it, though. That Wilbur was raised, in a sense, to die, to be meat. He was the runt, and he was adopted for a short little while, but then had to be released to the farm, which again was eventually going to eat him. But Charlotte did so many things, like making messages in her web to bring positive attention to Wilbur. And in the end, he ends up being more of a pet, which is a rarity for pigs. We know how it is, how the industry works that way. This, again, I also love. Yo ho ho, and a bottle of milk. The Rugrats Files, a time travel adventure. Again, I love Rugrats. This was one of the ones I chose on my own, you know, without knowing I could get 3 more books. This was one of my original books that I had chosen. And the others were just bonus. Good bonuses, but bonuses. And just, as I said, I'm a fan of Rugrats, and this is a higher level book than some of my other Rugrats books. It's actually, see, it's words. No pictures too. It's words, so it's a okay, yes, this is a kid book when you compare it to my age, but this is more of an older kid's book, a chapter book, which is, again, amazing. Like, this is what I definitely think I'm going to be bringing and reading, because I've been getting into a lot of Rugrats lately, and this here is my big purchase. One of my big purchase. House Season 4. Now you could argue, oh, do I have the other season? Yeah, no. But I'm starting to like House, and this is a start, right? I could watch the others online and catch up with them, and I can have this in my collection till I get the others. And I got all of these for $6, a little better than $6, $7. So yeah, I was getting it if I could help it. This is one of the bigger things. This is one, there was only a few things I was sure I wanted if I could convince my aunt to take me. This was one of them, and the Calvin and Hobbes book was another. If I only had 2 things, it would have been the 2 I picked. But I just was lucky that she let me almost shop to my heart's content again, that I was completely satisfied with everything I got. Yeah, but this was one of the things that I really wanted to get. And I actually, the weirdest thing is that I actually recognize most of these characters now. James Wilson, I think Eric, Foreman, I think something Cameron, obviously House, Robert Chase, and Cuddy. I think Lisa Cuddy. I do not remember, I know these are 3 new characters, so on the 4th season. Like, I don't know, I never got to this point yet. But there's different features there. But interesting fact, now this isn't even completely confirmed, but it's been mentioned that House may have Asperger's syndrome, which is high functioning autism. So I just find that extremely, and there goes the box. So they have the same only they have different episodes on it. The same front cover. Disc 3. I'm just showing you the backs of it for now. And finally, disc 4 and some bonus ones here. So I want to see how different. So they're pretty much just, there's not much to show for the discs, I guess. They say what disc they are, and then the house, and then what season it is. But I just find this amazing that I actually got a season of House, and this is in relatively good condition too. It's new, so getting it that price for being in that good condition, I had to get it. And slowly built my House collection, because again, I don't know why, I'm just starting to really like it. So we got, yeah, on top of all that, we still got 2 things. Stuart Little. Now, I know this is a new version of it, the same book but new version. The other one was filthy as heck. I wouldn't go that far, but I remember watching the movie as a kid, and this is what the movie was based on, so I'm going to see if I like this anymore. Now, surprisingly, this was one of the books that I was originally planning to get before being able to get 3 other books. So this book and the Rugrats book were the 2 chapter books I was originally planning to get by themselves. I was just lucky that I had to go pick 3 more out, or I wouldn't have found those other 3 amazing books, because I was only slightly browsing when I was out with my work staff. So, which was also bad, because I ended up getting more than I was planning to. But, you know what? Sometimes the more the better, the more I'll have to read. I'm just practicing my reading skills, for I'll have a lot, it's good to have books, for I'll have a lot to read if I ever get bored one day. The final thing I got, again, is a little more or less, what do they call it, more frivolous, because I can't actually use it. It's a VHS, but it is Grandpa's Favorite Story, 5 big cartoons. And I actually got the right one. My God, sometimes I'm very unlucky, and I'm pretty sure this isn't always in the best shape, but it has Grandpa's Date, Legend of Satchmo, Grandpa's Teeth, Visitors from Outside Space, Grandpa Moves Out. Now, you could argue that, well, I have the complete series on DVD. Yes, I know, but I used to collect the VHSs like crazy, and they have some bonus features that they don't necessarily have, like extra V8, like ads and, some of those unique things that I really like. So, this was one I never had in my collection, but I knew was there, and I saw it. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't, but heck, sometimes it's good to have both versions of things, shows you're a collector when you do that. I got 2 new things in my Rugrats collection in one haul. An awesome chapter book that I will actually put to good use, and a VHS that I never had growing up. Now I can add to my collection, even though it's more there to look pretty, but sometimes you need something to look pretty, like a decoration to make you feel prouder about yourself. But it was a treat getting to do one more Bargin Haul for you guys. I don't know when the next one's going to be, because I'm going to have to work my ass off just to pay back this one. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel, like what you see, please subscribe and help this channel along. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you'll know when new videos are coming out. And I'll see you guys in my next video.